Let's turn to the Middle East for the next few moments, because Hamas has informed mediators that it approves the latest Gaza ceasefire proposal. That is what a group official has told the Reuters news agency. AFP are also reporting this, that a Hamas source who requested anonymity told them that Hamas has delivered its response to the mediators, confirming that Hamas and the factions agree to the new ceasefire proposal without requesting any amendments. A Palestinian official earlier today told AFP that mediators had proposed an initial 60-day truce and hostage release in 2 batches. Well, let's go live to our Middle East correspondent, Emir Nader, live there in Jerusalem. And Emir, tell us more.
Well, what we understand is that this proposal is been based on a proposal originally put forward by the US envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff, earlier in June. We've heard from a Palestinian official familiar with the talks that is what this 60-day ceasefire proposal is based around. It would see hostages and Palestinian prisoners exchanged in 2 batches over those 60 days. So an initial release of living Israeli hostages of perhaps around 10, that's around half of the Israeli hostages in the Gaza Strip believed to still be alive still, and a number of bodies of Israeli hostages. And then there would be negotiations during this period ongoing for a permanent end to the war. That was the proposal put forward by Steve Witkoff earlier this year. We understand from Palestinian officials familiar with the talks that it is the proposal that has formed the basis of what Hamas have agreed to today. It was put forward to them in Egypt, where there have been these very reinvigorated negotiations, discussions ongoing in an attempt to avert Israel's planned invasion of Gaza City, which could have very huge, untold consequences for the million Palestinians that are there. So it's really focused minds. What we don't know is how Israel may respond to this. This will be seen as a partial deal, i.e. a staged release of hostages. And just last week we heard from Prime Minister Netanyahu that the door has closed to partial deals and that he wants to pursue only a comprehensive deal that would see the release of all Israeli hostages. However, he will be expected to respond to this, and there are many details that we aren't aware of, many details that involves, for instance, the day after, many details that will need to be worked out. Indeed, one of the key sticking points that undermined this proposal put forward by Steve Witkoff the first time is that Hamas really wants any release of hostages to lead to a permanent end to the war. So they, no doubt, will be seeking and perhaps have been given some indication of assurances that if they are to engage with this and release hostages, it will indeed lead to a permanent end to the war.
Emir Nader there in Jerusalem. Thanks very much.